successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss.
Konami is, yes. How are you, Julio? Good to see you. You change the events every 2 weeks. Doing okay. I had a blockade most of yesterday and today,
Successful.
so I was farming walker gears last night and part of tonight. I didn't feel like doing FOBs yesterday. Came home and I was completely out of gas. So sometimes I take a night or two off, do something else. You get staff, you get camouflage, uniforms, camo for your guns, base colors. I don't play events on this account anymore. So this event has the blueprint for the riot pistol. And then they have different uniforms for you to buy. You play the event, you earn points. You earn points by doing objectives. Then you turn them in and receive all these camouflage if you want. I already have them all, so I don't have to play for events. These are emblems, nameplates, and staff. So if you don't play, if you don't invade other people's FOBs, FOB events are a good way to stack up S++ staff. So I've already purchased all of these, so and I don't need any more staff, so I'm good to go on that score. No. You have to play the event. I'll play it right now and show you. Okay. So you look at this is the New World Order event. Okay. Your mission, the key line is the bottom one. Your mission is to infiltrate the base and put kill counts, personnel, and materials to better use in Diamond Dogs. So they have bases with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different platforms for you to use. We're going to do base development because I want the containers. Okay, now they're non-lethal, mid-range. There's mines, no cameras, not too bad. So we'll start from the far start point. And we're going to keep this the same. So I changed my uniform. I don't need all this stuff, but in fact I'll use this instead. Yeah, because it's non-lethal. Stun grenades. I'm gonna downgrade those. I don't need Octo. And don't need anything else. So we start at 0600. the same as we do other people's bases, and
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOV, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
now since these guards are wearing, or rather these guards are wearing sneaking suits, so starting during the daytime is better. That way you can see them. So you can't see them at night with the night vision. We'll do it one at a time. They don't have night vision goggles. We have to extract 5 guards. So these guys are
He's coming too. Roger that.
low grade. This is an event that's geared more for beginners.
You gotta extract him.
You're not going to find S ranks or anything like that in these events. So steal all the containers. Okay. Fulton 1 anti-air emplacement. Neutralize 10 guards. Infiltration successful within 330 seconds. No kills, no alerts. So it's a 2-platform jump or mission. Not a lot of... I just failed musically. Yeah, that's fine. Let's play rough. You wanna play rough? Clowns. Fail miserably.
Infiltration failed.
Bolt machine.
Try a little harder next time.
Then all available manpower is back up. On the double. Out.
So you can see here by this screen that we accomplished 2 objectives, and that's it. Not very good for a starting run, but the objective is to complete all of them in one run. So we'll try it again. Okay, let's go backwards. So you have Fulton 1 anti-air emplacement, 5 security guards with handguns, Fulton 5 security guards, neutralize 10 security guards, infiltration successful within 330 seconds, infiltration successful, no kills, no alerts. So there's 7 tasks in one mission. And since these are non-lethal, your best weapon is the plus SB. Now, if you don't want to spend the cost, you can do the grade 4 Wu pistol. That has a grade 2 suppressor, but a grade 1 is more than enough, because you're actually not doing a lot of work with this thing.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss. Be careful down there, boss.
Of course, without the stopping power of the plus SP, there's a little more work involved, but that's fine. You shoot them in the face instead.
You all right?
Now, of course, once you've
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
done most of the work to earn, let's say you earn all the S++ in a bunch of runs, you can use these events to give your staff medals by playing through 3 times per character or per soldier. You give them a medal. The more medals you have, the higher your unit level goes. So the headshots is an actual, has a side benefit in that you can track how many soldiers you knock down or take down. So we'll tag one and then tag the other. So we got 10 guys.
CP, this is Zulu 10. We may have an intruder. Going on alert. Over. This is CP. Understood. Keep your eyes open. Out.
So we've accomplished all of our main objectives.
Delta 6. Heard a noise just now. Approaching to investigate. Over. This is CP. Understood. Be careful. Out.
These guys are wearing grade 4 sneaking suits, so they are susceptible to sleep gas.
CP, this is
The
Delta
only
6. Something weird's going on here. How should we proceed? Over.
non-lethal
CP, understood. Tighten security into the
setup you can see with that does not that will sleep gas will affect. So if you have the grade 5 sleep grenades, you can use them on these guards and they'll get knocked out.
You okay? CP, this is Zulu 1. The resources here have been stolen. We likely have an intruder. Zulu 1, what's wrong? Come in, Zulu 1.
So we got everything done. Base development is your easiest platform for this event because it's wide open.
Infiltration
And the last
successful.
3 tasks will pop up. 7 out of 7. So you steal the resources and earn a little bit in return. Make up your deployment costs. Earn some espionage points. And so everything at once is 16,000. I believe you get an extra bonus for completing it the first time. So 15,000 per after you're finished. So you keep playing that mission, that event, over and over to amass points. And when you have enough points for what you want, you can exchange them for whatever you feel like. Okay. This will be... In fact, I'm going to play this mission again. Okay. Now I have everything, so I don't, I don't have to exchange for anything. So I bought all the stuff. If I needed more staff, let's say I got massacred by a killer, by an FOB killer, I could buy staff through event points. So instead of going through single player or invading someone else's FOB or whatever else, you can do events while you're on blockade, and no one's going to bother you while you do that. So that you can stay busy giving your staff medals while under a blockade if you receive one from an attacker. So the more points you earn, the more stuff you can buy. And for a long time that was all I did. I didn't do other people's bases. And eventually, after about 1,000 rounds, I started to branch out, and the rest is history. So that's how events are played. Every event is different. Every event has its own idiosyncrasies. Since I've played these events for so long, I don't have a favorite. They stay the same. Okay, when you're in FOB missions and you scroll through using R1 or L1, hit R2 on when it says events, and that gives you the screen. It says event point exchange. So I'll show you after I'm finished with
this. Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss. All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
Of course, besides getting hit with the blockade, I picked up some staff the other day from a guy on Indirect. He has staff that have been modified. I have a female S++ staff that have 3 medals, which is legitimately impossible. I didn't want to do... Once those are out of the brig, then I can really go at it, but I want to try and stay off the grid for a little bit. So
Where are your friends?
So I don't want that guy coming back at me and taking his staff back. I want to actually keep these people.
All units, special alert. Defend your position.
Don't do it. Spit it out.
I have a couple of females in that captured staff. This guy had a base that had S++ combat staff as security guards, but they were females, and they have 3 medals, which is, again, legitimately impossible. Females don't get higher than S+. So this guy's either modified his save or done something to trick out his staff, and he showed up on indirect one day, so I hit his base, and I was surprised to find females, and I stole one on the combat side. One security guard, and she has 3 medals. So that was a nice surprise.
Infiltration successful.
Not too bad. So this guy is introducing modified staff into the populace. So just one of those things that you gotta collect when you can. Excuse me. So flaming whale. Okay, so FOB missions, and cycle through the menus. Events, and in gold at the bottom, lower left hand side, it'll say R2 event point exchange. So you hit R2 and it'll give you the screen. It's 334,000 points, event points, for all of the S++. So, hey Zebra, how are you? So it's a good 15 to 20 runs, perfect runs at a minimum, 20 rounds to get enough for the S++. And that's generally what I did for a long time. I did my 20 rounds, traded the points, and never played it again. Unless I was doing medals for staff, you know. Just the events sometimes can get really dull if you keep doing the same one over and over again. So, but I earned quite a few medals that way, so 3 times per soldier, you're good to go. So there's a fair amount of work for that. Very welcome. I mean, of my 15,000 or 14,900, okay, I would say at least a third of those victories so about 49, 65, 66.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the
67.
rival PF's FOB.
We'll say 5,000
Capture staff
of
from
my
them.
15,000
I'll be looking forward to
victories
meeting the new recruits,
are
boss.
in events. I used to play them a lot. So, alright, you have a good night, man.
Be careful down there, boss.
So, I mean, for a long time, that was all I did. I didn't do anything else in terms of events. Oh, shit. Wrong one. This is not what I wanted. Make it harder. Shotgun only.
CP, this is Zulu 4. Our units under attack. Hostile, alert. This is CP, understood. Stay alert and smoke out the enemy. Out.
Hola, Juan. How are you? Of course, there's a side issue to the amount of FOBs I do. It's a minor thing. Sometimes it drags on me. I collect so much staff sometimes that my online brig gets full, you know. And sometimes that bothers me. So I have to take a day or two off to let the brig empty. I mean, at one point I had over 1,200 staff in there. Most of them were junk. So I took a weekend off, didn't play. And when I came back on Monday, there was a pretty good chunk was taken off the books.
Security cams picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate.
Not too bad. That's what happens when you improvise. Whoa. You jerk. Ah, you so full of it. I hate you. I knew that was going to happen. I really did.
Infiltration
Clowns.
failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
But again, that was a teaching moment, using stun grenades instead of sleep grenades on non-lethal. Those were the grade 5s. Grade 7s and up become catastrophically expensive. It's not worth the damage to your resources to use them. There we go. I've done this space already. I know that name. Smoke works, but sometimes they get kind of cranky with that, and they start running around, and it becomes uncomfortable. Accept a task worth 5 million GMP. Well, you can blow your GMP by changing the weather.
You can capture staff
Deploy with expensive weapons.
meeting the new recruits, boss.
In fact, I'll deploy to Afghanistan and show you how that works after I'm finished. Because I need to up my plants. Anyways. What is this? 30 something? Survival for life. That's all I'm gonna say.
CP, there's a Zulu 1. We got damage to an installation. It's an enemy attack. Over. This is CP. Understood. Check it out immediately. Give us a sit rep. Out.
I know on my alternate account I have 11 challenge tasks that I haven't accepted because they're all GMP related. So it's kind of tacky to have it just sit there with an 11 next to the challenge tasks. I mean, you can develop something and, you know, spend your GMP in creative ways. Unless you've already developed everything.
Understood. We are under attack. All units on alert. Out.
Stop a socking at you, baby.
CP, this is Zulu 2. Threat in the area. Tightening security. Over.
You know, I was thinking,
This is CP. Understood.
we were talking the other day about the grade 11 wormhole and the grade 12 and how expensive it is. You know, there is a potential workaround in that Konami could turn on double resources and go from there. Because making that money, that expense back in resources is problematic. And 6,000 pieces of precious metals, that's a lot for anybody. So if they had double resources, then you could hit bases that are not necessarily optimal, just to refill your resources. But
All fire teams, this is CP. UAV's picked up a manager.
Infiltration successful.
Investigate.
11,000 points. What do you mean, Zebra? missile engineers. Since I don't use missiles. Yeah, one diamond. One diamond is the lowest I can see. Sometimes when the game has trouble populating that list, I'll get 1 diamonds and nothing else. So, you know, I've made do with what they give me. You know, most of those bases are abandoned, and you know, all that. So, okay, Afghanistan. Okay. How are you, Misha? Buddy. Tiger strike. Always. Always in Afghanistan. Okay. That's it. That's it. Well, occasionally you'll see a 3 diamond player pop into the first tab. If you don't support random people, if you don't support high level people, you're not going to see very many high level. But what I do sometimes, and I do this on my alternate account, is I will save or I will support random people in the relationships tab or section, and when they get attacked, I'll deploy to defend them. And sometimes you'll get a high level player who's attacked somebody, and you can use that as a springboard to hit high level people. Okay, so it's 6:22 in the morning. Fire support, weather modification, GMP minus 33,000. Oh yeah! Raining in Afghanistan! Now, of course, if you are really hard up for GMP, or want to spend it in really catastrophic ways, you can farm precious metals and containers through Mission 21 War Economy. With each container is 10,000 GMP. So you change the weather, that's minus 33,000. If you want to change it again, you can. Here, let me knock this guy out first. And of course, after 3 or 4 FOB missions, these will reset. Once the checkpoint triggers and then stop. Okay, so you can spend GMP by changing the weather. Or what you can do, and this is something that someone mentioned the other day that I found more than intriguing, but I didn't have a chance to try it. I'm going to try it now. You can free roam Africa. Free roam Africa. And we're going to go to here. But the big difference is I'm going to change here. Don't need that. Stealth camo. Buddy. Not necessary. Not strictly necessary. But we'll take D-Dog anyways. Vehicle. So I have 70 IFEs. Okay. That's it. So we just have the shotgun. And we'll do it during the daytime. So we're going to take the fighting vehicle and drive to where the checkpoint is for the info crate for Black Mamba. And when we start the mission, you're going to hit a quick checkpoint. Yeah, back to 1 or 2 or 3 diamonds. Occasionally I will see three diamond players show up in the first tab, but it's rare. I once saw Devil Dog in the first tab. I've never seen him since. And I haven't seen him on indirect in a long time. So okay. So we're good to go almost. Mission list. 23. So we're going to drive to the info crate. I will, but probably this weekend when I'm rested, because I still have a little bit of a cough. Probably this weekend. Okay. So spending GMP, the best way. So always start in free roam, always, because otherwise this doesn't work. And I didn't use the riding suit because it's not really strictly necessary. Okay. So we're gonna
Capture the White Mamba,
extract
the child
the
soldier's commander,
find the
and
vehicle,
bring him back to Mother Base.
put our stealth
First
camo
off,
on.
head for Voila Yamasa.
We're gonna run up the hill. Or we're trying to, anyways. Checkpoint. Abort. So we don't even need the stealth camo. But because we started in free roam, the vehicle will be right there waiting for us. So you do that 10 times and you've just blown out 100,000 GMP. So you're essentially duplicating your vehicles that way. And since I've been sick, sometimes sitting for 3 hours and talking, explaining my strategies can be a little daunting. I'm a mess
Capture the White
afterwards.
Mamba, the child soldier's commander, and bring him back to Mother Base. First off, head for Voila Yamasa.
So that's how to really chew up your GMP. You can do Mission 21, War Economy. You have 3 precious metals. So you can extract everything in the War Economy to chew up your GMP if you're offline. Tank is there. Let's get our numbers. So it doesn't count the first time, but every successive time it'll count. So you hit left on the D-pad 4 times. Skip, extract, checkpoint, abort. You do that 100 times, you got 100 vehicles. So it's the easiest way to duplicate your vehicles. You can do it with the fighting vehicles, you can do it with tanks, you can do it with jeeps, you can do it with trucks. The only thing obviously you can't do is walker gears,
The child soldier's commander,
if you can't deploy
and
with
bring him
those.
back to Mother Base. First off, head for Voila Yamasa.
FOBs are fine, but when you want vehicles or you need vehicles, that's problematic. You can't get vehicles out of FOBs. It would have been nice if you could, though. You can select that as your reward option. I would have liked that. So we have 72. So I've done it three times, and I received 2 vehicles for it. So, I mean, you could do this with D-Walker and the Fulton Ballista if you really want to, you know, super farm, if you will. Okay. The problem with tank missions and side ops is that there are drivers in those vehicles. Okay, and sometimes they will push out staff. You know, when you don't want them to. That happened to me. So normally when I farm tanks, I use Skullface. Well, they put walker gears into it, to Metal Gear Online, and it kind of melted down the mode a little bit. I didn't like it. I think they're overpowered for FOBs. I mean, can you imagine being an attacker and having walker gears shooting at you? It's a little bit. That's a lot harder than trying to take down an entire security team. So, if you want to chew up your GMP, that's the best way to do it. Resources. $73. So, what happened to me? So, that's my experience. And we got a free vehicle. So I should have 74 now. You can do that with any vehicle you wish. I may end up doing that sometime for farming other stuff. Resources. And of course, by tripping checkpoints, you're ensuring that the game continues processing your unprocessed materials. So you eventually, when you keep checkpointing, the game will process a batch every 10 minutes if your base development unit is at rank S or higher, rank S. So for precious metals, there's two ways. I'll do the same thing. Okay, airport. Okay. We're gonna need the survival rifle. This is your key breaker. Okay. Don't need anything else. I like to bring D-Dog with me, but that's me. Other people don't necessarily need it. Vehicle. We'll use the same thing. And this looks like it. I normally farm at night, but I prefer the nighttime look. It doesn't look good on stream though. So now, since we're deploying a free roam, I'm gonna quote unquote soften up the battlefield a little bit. And by softening up the battlefield, I mean we're gonna blow out some power grids and a couple other things. That way it makes it easier for us to move around the area of operations. So our vehicle is waiting for us. I'm not going to touch it for now. Vehicle will show up on the map and you can run right into the airport. Now this is easiest with the Raiden suit or the Gray Fox suit if you have it. It is easiest. You can do it without, but it takes longer. Not to worry about checkpoints for now. right in through the front door. The wandering puppet site-op is at the airport, so we don't have to worry about any guards in this area. So we're going to come over here. Using the serval, you can blast the door open here. And that sometimes that comes in handy. Shoot out the gate. Kill the power. And these gates here. Now the reason I'm knocking these gates out is that you can try different infiltration methods. Change it up a little bit if you want. Make it easy for yourself. Okay. So we got our 3 precious metal containers. I'm going to mark them for easy reference points. We're going to go up the stairs and knock out the power on the other end. Like I said, I normally do this at night, but the added benefit for knocking out the power means the cameras that show up in the war economy won't work. Okay. So we're good to go there. And I'm going to mark this anti-air gun. And these 2 machine guns. Okay. And knock out the gates over here. Easy exit. Fuel and biological material. I only take the red containers and unlock the door. That'll be locked, but you know the serval does the good deed of the day. Okay. Take this Jeep because it's free. To the checkpoint, and then we're going to start mission 21. So by blowing the gates out, we have multiple entry points. We can do things however we want. So we'll run back to our fighting vehicle and trip the mission. Mission list 21. Oh, perfect! Okay. Again, you have multiple. Since we softened the battlefield up by blowing out some gates, we have different ways of attacking this objective. So the fighting vehicle first. We have Venom with the stealth camo. And as far as I know, if you have a player with S+, S+, or S++ in support, that skill is essentially nullified when you use the riding suit.
Right, you made it.
So there's a camera.
That's the
not working.
Predicted location. Check all around the target and plan carefully before moving in.
So come here. Stay away from him, even though you can. Okay. Right about here, turn it off. It's suggested that you wear the squares camo because you'll be running on concrete quite a bit.
That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
When you're not using the stealth camo, you'll be on concrete. So squares will help you fit in that much better. So you turn it off, let it recharge.
Boss, we've just received word that the arms dealer due to inspect Nova Braga Airport is on his way. Once his chopper has arrived, they'll be touring the facilities along with the target. Try and bring the target out into your line of fire.
I hate it when you do that. We get 4 walker gears, 2 jeeps. How are you, Ellie?
The chopper will be arriving any minute. Watch out.
Now, the more guns you have, the more anti-air cannons you have, the better your PF score. That's why I'm collecting them. The more walker gears as well. Just because that's what the Serval does for you. I personally like to knock it out of the sky. It's not necessary. Let's get 4 walker gears. One truck, 2 jeeps, 2 guns. There's some goodies. And this is a good way to chew up GMP too. Definitely all this stuff. And we got everything. We go out the way we open. Wide open gate. Hit it. And we're going to run until we hit a checkpoint, and everything will be safe at Mother Base. So we got 2 jeeps, 1 truck, 4 walker gears, 2 machine guns, 1 anti-air gun, and 1,500 units of precious. Abort. Always make sure that whatever containers you take, they show up after you hit the checkpoint. That's important. That way you get a visual representation of the completion of your work. That's very important. Okay, so the first infiltration won't count. If you do it again, and every extraction after this will count. So we'll start with the finding vehicle. Now, because we knocked out all the gates, we have another... I'm going to show you a different way of doing my route through the airport. We're going to get the biological material and fuel first. Again, this would be easiest if you have Raiden, or better if you had Gray Fox. But if you don't, Venom is your best bet.
Great, you made it. I've sent the information to your map screen. That's the target's predicted location.
Now there may be mines in this area, so stick to the concrete. And survival will be your key. Blasting. Crap. You know what? We're gonna keep going. Excuse me.
Boss, it looks like the inspection's off the table. Find another way to locate the target.
So keep your stealth camo on as you hit that corner. Since they can't really see you, you can wait out the... How are you, Leo? Okay. I forgot to turn the what do we call it? The radios out. Blow out the radios too. That's something else I forgot to take care of when we were softening the battlefield. I had a blockade, Leo. Some guy attacked me and did a lot of damage. And I didn't feel like doing FOBs, so I farmed vehicles instead. machine guns. Truck to plug as well on the way out. You have to use FOB dispatch. It's a good way to stock up on vehicles for escort. It just takes a lot of time to get through. In fact, I'm going to turn out the radios right now and call in my squares, because I forgot to change that. Because squares does make a difference on that concrete. Supply drop, weapons items. Let's turn the radios off. Just for funny's sake. Yeah! There you go. Sandstorm in Africa. Sometimes it takes a long time, Leo. You gotta do a lot of it. Believe me, it takes a lot of work. You gotta get 1,000 of everything to start with. That's your starting point. Okay, so don't feel bad if it takes a long time. It's kind of funny though, when I started farming vehicles and everything else, my PF grade fell apart. I had ooh. Okay. Ooh, damn deep place. So again, with our stealth camo being what it is, this section here was where we got caught. Right through here. So always wear it when you roll right through this little gap. Not until you get past the right about here do you turn it off. It's a little standard here. Sometimes it's a little thing, you know, that makes all the difference. Ooh-wee, like that. Sandstorm in Africa. The wonders never cease. So I'll change camo and then start over. Or rather, change camo, hit a checkpoint, and then start over. That way the game accepts my choice of camouflage. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. Okay, mission list. Not too bad. Okay.
Eliminate the high-ranking CFA official in charge of supplying weapons to UNITA. The target stays at Nova Braga Airport. Head to the airport first.
There's no way to really dictate who stays and who goes. That happens to me.
Great, you made it. I've sent the information to your map screen. That's the
No,
target's
not a lot I
predicted
can tell you
location.
on that.
Check all around the target and plan carefully before moving in.
Those are mines. So you can't just run straight out the gate. That's some heroism. Use our door knocker. Start stealing. Again, for my purposes, I don't steal anything but the red containers. So there's common metal and minor metal elsewhere in the base. I don't collect those. I can do a better job elsewhere. It's going to stay down the whole time. So again, mind the gap. Keep your camo on. And then turn it off. So as you run, it'll recharge. And the snipers aren't going to notice you because you have the square's camo on.
Airport is on its way. Once his chopper has arrived, they'll be touring the facilities along with the target. Let him bring the target out into your line of fire.
Select locker gears. Again, with the power off, the gun camera won't see me. So that's part of the pre-mission softening phase I did first.
That's an enemy gunship. Don't try to take down a gunship. The chopper will be arriving any minute. Watch out.
Blow it out of the sky with my rifle. How about that? And since we're farming, I'm not going to worry about the guards. They're of no consequence to me. Machine guns. Just for shits and giggles.
There's a chopper landing. It must be carrying the arms dealer. Keep your eyes on it. Our intel suggests the target will leave the country with the arms dealer after the inspection.
Now that does one other thing, in that it forces the guards to pay attention to where the helicopter landed. So they're focused elsewhere, leaving you to free seal if you want. There we go. Truck. And we're good to go. So you can do the entire run on one stealth camo battery. And we'll run out, hit the checkpoint, and restart. Or abort, excuse me, abort. So that's how I do that. So if you want to farm precious metals, that's the best way to do it. There's the only other way to do it with any quantity that's over, you know, over 2 containers is Skullface. And Skullface has a lot of work for that as well. So let's go back to the ACC. So I got 2 vehicles out of that. No, you have to abort first, not restart. Okay, mission list, free roam, northern Afghanistan, and go up to the top. Now, in this instance, we're not going to use a vehicle, because it doesn't matter what you choose. It will not be there for you to steal at the beginning, at least that I know of. So I don't use a vehicle on Skullface. Said you're getting 3 tanks for free. So, okay. I'm going to use the Cyborg Ninja. Just because. Just something different. Okay. Shotgun, stealth camo, Serval. And 600. Like I said before, not everyone may have Raiden or Gray Fox. I just chose Gray Fox because it's different. But the principle is the same. And the shotgun is ours. You can use stun grenades, you can use the stun pistol, the Zorn stun pistol. That works. Now, as far as I know, I don't know this for sure. Okay, we have a little bit of a problem here. Since I had already gone through here once before, shit is missing. So I messed up. I'll have to come back here. I'll have to come back to that tomorrow or next time I stream, because that's messed up. Not all the pieces are there. But at the very end of the Skullface mission, you can find 2 precious metal containers and collect them, hit a checkpoint, and you're good to go. So that's the only real way to farm precious metals in Afghanistan. There's one 500 count container in Waksin Barracks. But it's... let's do this. Something different. There is one 500 count container in Afghanistan Central Base and one at Surak Power Plant. So if you do mission 12, I don't know about resetting the values. I've never seen the value issue.
Well, we're not going to let that happen. Beat them at their own game, boss.
But if you have missing containers, that will get them to respawn. Oh man, really? Crap. Okay, let's see. Now, if you do, I do know that if you do a restart instead of abort, the container values will drop. I know that much.
Defense successful. Victory is ours. They need their heads checked trying to
Not
take
too
us
bad.
on.
The losses are unacceptable. Keep your eyes open. Out.
It's only the second time I've ever used Ocelot in the defense. Not too bad. A little bit of course, it's always a challenge when you have a player like that. You don't know if they're baiting you or whatever else. So it's a good thing I didn't deploy with my Mizraw. That would have been awful. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Snake. And we'll pick a different color. Steel gray.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss.
Shit, I did it again. Not my pistol.
All units, special alert. Defend your position. Out.
Oh. Safe. And then some.
What? All fire teams, this is CP.
Scar killer.
Picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate.
Yeah. Can't use the riot pistol on non-lethal.
CP, this is Delta 1. I just witnessed an attack. Hostile presence confirmed. Over. This is CP, understood. Stay alert and slow down the enemy. Out.
I mean, in some sense, I wish you could stand up, you know?
Defend your position.
These are not done. Let's do the cylinder farm. Good. Like that. For a second there, it looked like I saw a mine up there. That's why I was looking again. It didn't look right to me.
CP, this is Delta 1. Search complete. No sign of hostiles. Over. This is CP. Understood. Stay on the alert. Out. All units. Special alert. Defend your position.
Pay attention. And then you get fixated, and that's your problem. Now let's turn the power off. If he's got any other custom cameras, they won't help him.
CP, this is Delta 1. We've arrived at the scene. Checking things out. Over. CP, understood. Check your surroundings. Out.
I don't know if, no.
All units. Special alert. Defend your position. Out.
Fine, be that way. Clowns.
Infiltration failed. Are you hurt? Try a little harder next time.
I'm a clown. Oh, even worse. I'm a clown. I'm a clown. I'm a clown. Silly. It's all nonsense. Okay. Well, that's just part of the biz, Leo. That's what we deal with. Let's get nasty. Oops, wrong way. And excuse me. See if we can earn some big business.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss.
Of course, I'm just making it worse with my loadout. That's why we get nasty. I don't care about you people. Yeah. We can do this. Come on. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Yay, we made it. Just in case. Come on. Sorry guys, it's not going to help you. Haha! Take that. Get on my nerves. Anybody else? there. Let's go back and pick up our goodies. And then plant it somewhere else.
CP, this is Delta 9. Lost visual contact. Heading to last known position. Over. This is CP. Understood. Investigate the area, but stay alert. Out. CP, this is Delta 9. The enemy got away. Starting a search now. Over. This is CP. Understood. They can't have gotten far. Stay alert. Out.
Shit,
Infiltration successful.
I should have planted it in the core, then stole the containers. And then when they put me down, I would have warped into the core. Not too bad. Sometimes that's what it takes. Okay, I'm going to do one more and then that'll be it for today. I'm just messing around today, Luciano. But I'm glad you're learning. Not doing any serious work tonight. So we got common metal, minor metal. So I have to do a combat platform at a minimum. Let's try this again. Well, it works. I can use that, definitely. Okay. My favorite. Okay. Stone shotgun. Riot pistol. Once I deployed in single player using the grade 11 riot pistol, when I noticed what I had done, I was furious with myself. I wasted all those resources.
successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
The combat platforms give out the most common metal, so for a while there I was not doing combat platforms anymore. But I also do my best work on combat platforms, so I had to make a choice. Unhelpful, to say the least.
You there!
Oh, lucky. Lucky shot. Could kill those UAVs. You know what? Let's do it. Let's live dangerously.
All units, special alert. Defend your positions. Out.
It's already in trouble. No! You go!
Search the area!
Wake up!
Infiltration successful.
And a volunteer. It's helpful. Well, sort of. That is primarily how I attained my combat staff. Through volunteers. He's a missile engineer, so he's going out the window. Now generally I don't shoot UAVs because I don't want to send defender notices. I just happen to do it just because. Out the window. There's Kotaker in a wheelchair. How about that? Let's see. I could do a couple more, but I'll do one last one. And that'll be it. See what we can see. kind of sad. I'm seeing names that I've already, of people that I've already been through. Let's see. Everything seems the same.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOV, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss.
Just because. Out like a light. Put them in a helmet and they're good to go. Go to sleep. Always keep an eye on that staircase, because there's a guard that's going to pop out of there sometimes.
Where are your friends?
UAV's picked up a man in trouble. Nearest unit, go investigate.
Infiltration successful.
Not too bad. Now, of course, the grade 7 sleep grenades would douse the platform in gas and it'd be a lot easier, but those are expensive, so I don't use them. Okie dokie. That'll be it for tonight. I don't know when I'm going to be on again. I'm going to try for tomorrow. Depends on how I feel when I get home from work. If not then definitely Friday, because Friday's I can relax after work and not have to go in on Saturday. So I will see you guys later this week. I hope you guys had a happy new year, and I will be back on as soon as I can, so I will see you all later. Have a good evening.